Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel where we talk about everything skincare. If you're new, I'm Chris Gibson and I am your skincare expert, and my job is to help you get the very best skin ever. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so you don't miss any of the videos that come up every week. Okay, so I got my acne problem under control a really long time ago, but there is still a pore problem that I deal with, and it is blackheads, and they are a pain in the ass. But as much as a pain in the ass as they really are, today I'm going to share with you how you can dissolve them, eradicate them, exterminate them, hammer them out, get rid of them for good, banish them from your life using two really simple products, really inexpensive products, in a technique that surprisingly works right away. Even overnight, you won't have blackheads in the morning, but it does work right away, so I'm really excited to share this with you. Now, first, it's important to understand that blackheads are not dirt. They're not. It doesn't matter how clean you can have the cleanest skin on the face of the earth, and blackheads are going to happen, because all they are is oil or sebum that's down in the pore that oxidizes. And as it oxidizes and turns hard, it turns dark. Now, I know there are a lot of people that will tell you, and there are a lot of videos on YouTube, I know this, and I try not to speak out ill of anyone or any video, but there is a lot of information out there about squeezing and extracting these, like pushing them out. No, you don't want to do that, because whenever you push any kind of pore that's got any kind of blockage or congestion, you risk pushing that deeper into the pore where it becomes infected, and then you have a pimple on your nose. And everybody knows a pimple on your nose or in your cheeks or around your eyes is no fun. So no pushing, no poking, no prodding. What this is much better. And while we're on the subject, no scrubbing. And what I mean by that is there's no way you're going to scrub them out. I'm going to talk about that a little bit further in a minute, but you cannot really exfoliate blackheads off because they're down inside the pore. So that doesn't work well. And chemical peels, I've had them, they don't remove them either. They'll remove all the skin around the pore, but they won't go down in the pore and remove the blackheads. So that doesn't work as well. And then of course there are the products like the strips and the sticky mask and all the things that you see that in the advertisement are peeling off people's face, and it looks like it's pulling nails out of their skin. The problem with those products is that they don't stick to all of the blackheads, so they only pull out the largest ones, the ones that are easier to get out, and they leave a lot of them behind. And guess what? The ones you pulled out come right back. And don't let me catch you using lemon juice on your face in order to try to affect these. Lemon juice, big no-no on the skin. It's too acidic, it's too strong, and it can cause more irritation and damage, and actually, it can spark breakouts. So the solution, and you're gonna like this, is to dissolve them, to get rid of them, to have a process that you can use that is so simple and it works so well and also helps them from coming back. Perfectly designed for this problem. Okay, so here we are. Let's talk about routine. So the first thing that you wanna do is cleanse your face. And you do wanna use a gentle exfoliating pad, like a Buff Puff pad, to kind of help lift off the extra oil, dirt, and dead skin cells that are surrounding the pores. And this is really important that you use a mild face wash. We're not scrubbing a pan, we're not doing it. This is not exfoliation as a step. This is simply helping to make sure that the skin is really clean and we remove all excess oil out of the pores so that it makes the blackheads easier to access with the treatment that we're about to do. So you can use a Buff Puff. If you don't have a Buff Puff, before you use your cleanser, simply make a paste of sugar and water, and just enough water that the sugar doesn't dissolve, that its skin is gooey and sticky and gritty, and use that. That's a really mild exfoliation scrub that you can make at home. It'll do the same thing as using the Buff Puff and the cleanser. You just want to do this scrub first, and that will help loosen up those blackheads and get rid of the excess oil that's protecting them. The next thing you want to do is apply a hot washcloth for 5 minutes on your face, on the area where you have the blackheads. And you want to rinse it out or wring it out and put more hot water in it, keep it hot, so that for that 5 minutes, you're steaming open the pores. They're gonna open up a little bit. You're gonna soften the sebum, loosen it up some more, so that the next thing that we're about to do can actually make this huge difference. Now, here's where it gets really crazy. The product I'm gonna tell you to use to dissolve these is so inexpensive. It's usually less than a couple of bucks at any drugstore, grocery store, apothecary, whatever, and that's hydrogen peroxide 3%. This stuff does such an amazing job on blackheads It's incredible. So now we've prepared our face, we've washed it, we've done a very light exfoliation. You can apply the hydrogen peroxide very easily using a cotton swab, a facial cotton pad, or you can use a clean beauty blender or a makeup sponge, which I like to use these for everything because cotton, you have to throw it away and replace it. But even when a beauty blender will work really well, as long as it's clean, you've washed it and it's not full of makeup and oil, that's not what we want. You dab that hydrogen peroxide all around the areas where you have the blackheads. Now, really important to be careful not to get it in your eyebrows and not to get it in your hairline, which is why I have the hat on backwards. So you don't want to get it in the hairline, and the reason you don't is it will bleach your hair, and in my case, it turns my hair bright red. So I kind of learned that the hard way. So you definitely want to keep the hydrogen peroxide out of your hair. You can use a little petroleum jelly across your eyebrows or in your hairline if you want to if you think you're going to get it in there, but it's really, really simple if you just take your time. Now, before it completely dries, you want to make sure that you apply a light moisturizing oil, like avocado oil is fine, jojoba oil is fine, coconut oil. I like olive oil, that's my preference. Very lightly put that over the skin. You don't want the hydrogen peroxide to have completely dried yet because we want to trap that peroxide down in the pore, because peroxide tends to bubble up a little bit. You won't see it so much, but microscopically it does. We want to hold that down in the pore so that it can dissolve the blackheads. So it's very important that you use a moisturizing oil. Now, I would suggest that you do this technique at night before you go to bed. 2 reasons. 1 reason is it's going to have time to work better overnight, and 2, it won't interfere with your cosmetics or your makeup or whatever you have going on. This technique will work for both guys and girls, and it's really important for the guys because I get feedback from you guys all the time. A lot of the stuff I talk about covering up, things like covering up acne scars, covering up blackheads, what have you. And I know that for the guys, a lot of guys don't use makeup or foundation. So this is a way to get rid of them pretty quickly. You're gonna see a difference after you use it right away, but if you do it overnight, it's amazing. They're completely gone. And if you'll do this technique for a while, you probably will eradicate them for good. And you'll always have this at hand if you have a problem with them. So voila, no more covering up blackheads. You can just dissolve them. And if you want more tips on how to get clear skin naturally, I'm gonna put my video 6 steps to clear skin right over here. So please be sure and check that out because it's full of tips that will help you just like this one. I hope that this technique helps you out as much as it's helped me. It's been a real lifesaver, real time saver, and it works. So please let me know down below in the comments if it worked for you and any topics that you guys want me to do a video on. That's a great place to put it too, down in the comment section. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching. Stay beautiful, and I will see you over on the next video.